Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Little Fires Everywhere. Whoo, child. It was so much going on this episode. I don't even know how we're going to discuss it. Like, I need some suggestions. I got a whole bunch of notes. I know y'all do not want to hear me talking for 30 minutes, so we got to figure out how we're going to narrow this down, okay? So, I don't know, y'all. Let's talk about the parallels. Maybe we can talk about the parallels between the women and their lives and how I'm gonna try something, and we just gonna see if it works. So let's talk about this court case, and let's look at the parallels between Mia, and BB. So Mia was a paid surrogate. I never really got to see all of that letter. Did they pay her all of the money and she said she would pay them back, or had they only paid for her hospital visits thus far? Somebody let me know that information if you know. But either way, she was paid. She ran off with Pearl. Pearl does have a father that she never got to meet. And if something were to happen where her secret were to be exposed, that father would be able to have some rights. I did look this up, and I looked up some information about surrogate rights and all of that, because that is technically his child. That father would be able to have some rights to Pearl. Of course, now Pearl is grown, but had this happened when she was younger, he would have some rights to Pearl. And so Mia would have been in some type of legal battle, and she probably also would have needed money, and she would have needed money to fight for her child, because as she says, Pearl is mine. You are mine, and I am the one who is the best for you, right? Very self-righteous behavior, if you ask me. Then we see BB, right? BB is a mother who left her child out in the cold, knocked on the fire department door. She did not wait to see if anybody was going to get the baby. Later on, she herself woke up in the hospital, was a little bit dazed and confused about what went on. And, Bill, the lawyer, okay, when he cross-examined her, he got BB together and basically said, which one is it? Were you suffering from postpartum? Which I thought that was BB's problem. I thought she was suffering from postpartum, and that's probably why I am more understanding of BB, because I thought that's what the problem was. Or did you drop your baby off for safety? Because it's not both. So which one is it? And he kind of gets BB caught up in a trick bag. But just like Mia would have had to have some type of legal battle to fight for Pearl, I almost feel like it's easing her conscience by paying for BB's lawyer fees and giving her this money, because that's what Mia would have wanted somebody to do for her if she would have had to fight for Pearl. You get what I'm saying? So there's some parallels there. And also to ease her own conscience as well for taking her baby. Because according to Mia, a child needs to be with their mother. And it's not that the adoptive parent can't be a great mother, but it's not her mother. All right? What do y'all think about that? Now, I know y'all got some thoughts, because y'all been talking in the comments, and I've been reading. I think that it's always got to be about the best interest of the child. It's always got to be about the best interest of the child. And I don't comment a lot about postpartum, and I don't comment a lot about having a baby and all that, because I haven't been in that space. And I feel like it is difficult to be a mother. It is difficult to make the right decisions. It's even more difficult if you're single and you're trying to do it. And so I don't always speak on how people handle situations, because I haven't been there and I don't know what I would do in that mind space, in that head space. So when I hear those of you with children talk, when I hear those of you who've been through postpartum depression, I really take a lot of that in and read it, because y'all have been there. And so for those of you who have been in that struggling position, what do you do? Like, do you feel the need to pass your child off? Do you what's your thought process is what I want to say. Because for me, I don't know. I just wanted to be in the best interest of the child. That's all I can really say. And for BB to say that she's in a better position when she's working at the same place and she was stealing money out of registers, you're not really in a better position. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we have to think past sometimes our feelings and think about what's best for our children, even though it might hurt us. Right? But then I also understand that that drive to want to be with your child, because I feel like I would have that too. So it's hard. It's really, really hard to figure out. But I know y'all moms out there, I know a lot of y'all don't play. Y'all just like, look, whoever can take care of the baby the best. And to me, that shows a mother who is not only mature, but a mother who puts another, that's the true definition of a sacrificial type of love. And I believe that's what a lot of mothers have. But it's some mamas on this show we ain't really seeing it in, so let's move forward. So I wanted to point out the parallels there. I also want to point out the parallels of accountability. Bill says at one point during the episode to Elena, everybody will be held accountable for their actions. And Elena thinks that means Mia. So of course, when Bill gets on the stand and it's time to cross-examine Mia and he could really spill her tea, and he doesn't, Elena's pissed about that. Now, do y'all think Bill didn't do it because it wasn't in the best interest of the case? Or do y'all think Bill didn't do it to piss Elena off? I think he did it to piss Elena off, honestly. What else? Elena ended up confronting Mia in the bathroom about what she knew about her and how this could really ruin her life and it could ruin Pearl's life, and how she understood why she was fighting for BB so much, and basically trying to hold Mia accountable. But then, Elena, we got to talk about your accountability, because there's a reason why your husband said what he said. Because didn't I tell y'all when she pulled out that credit card on that date with her old work, that credit card was going to come back to bite? See, in 2020, we're going to have to learn how to cheat. Oh, actually, you know what? This was set in the 90s. This was set in the 90s. But y'all didn't even have cell phones, so y'all really could have been able to do it, you know. Not like that. Y'all had them, but not like that. So, yeah, he saw the credit card receipt and he got questions. He needs an itemized list of what went down for this whole situation. Let me make sure it ain't no scam running and this was actually my wife, but he already knew it was Elena, right? He does find out. So when he says everybody will be held accountable, he talking about you too. So while you around here trying to hold other people accountable, you trying to hold BB accountable, you're trying to hold Mia accountable, you're trying to hold Izzy accountable, but you haven't held yourself, Bill accountable, but you haven't held yourself accountable, right? So there's a lot of lack of accountability going on, not only with Elena, but let's talk about Mia. Mia felt safe enough to speak with Izzy about the lesbian relationship, which I kind of understood because she just felt like they connected well at the time. And some people were like, well, she can't even have that honesty with her own daughter. Well, y'all see what honesty got her with her own daughter, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But, you know, Mia's very good at holding Izzy accountable, okay, for her statement. She's very good at holding Lexi accountable. She read her for dust last week. She's very good at her holding Pearl accountable. But when are you going to hold yourself accountable, Mia? Okay, when are you going to keep it real? Right? Bill. I like Bill. But ain't no way on this side of America I'm going to let somebody scream at my daughter like that when I know that my daughter is going through some things and that I'm the head of this household. And if there's a source of contention, as the head, I'm going to say, let's go have a conversation, because we can't have this, right? So let's talk about Elena and Izzy's relationship. You see, I told y'all last episode, I truly believe that a child feels when they're not wanted, when they're not appreciated, and when they're not desired. And I believe Izzy has been feeling that since the day she was conceived. I just don't think she ever felt wanted. And I don't ever feel like Elena may have put the extra step. You got to raise all your children differently. You can't raise all your children the same, right? And I believe she felt like with Izzy, she could do the exact same thing that she did with the other three. And it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Every child has to be parented differently. And so Elena has always felt cut off from the family. She's always felt like the black sheep of the family and has been feeling like that since the moment she was born. And it has a lot of truth to it. And so because she wouldn't go upstairs and put on a pair of kids, okay, for the Christmas picture that they're taking for the second time, in the Yale sweatshirt that Lexi is wearing because she got into Yale on a stolen, essay. So she screams at Izzy and tells her she gonna put on them kids and she gonna take that picture. And when Izzy looks at Bill, Bill just put his head down. And I was like, no. No, I had a problem with that. Now, I don't believe in parents going against each other, like when it comes to discipline. You don't do that in front of your kids. But this Christmas picture is not more important than this contention that's going on. So I would have been like, photographer, we're going to take 5. Elena, let me speak to you in the kitchen. Izzy, come with. Because we need to try to see how we can get this settled enough to even take a picture. Okay, forget the picture. What's going on here? So when the picture doesn't come out right, and Elena, I think she painted the kids black or something like that. Bill thought it was funny. Elena cuts her daughter's pictures out. Cut her out the picture. There was something demonic about that to me. Like, I don't know how y'all feel, but to me, like photographs and all of that stuff, I feel like they always speak. And so to cut somebody out of one is just like, oof, child, how do you really feel? And Bill sees her, and all he can do is shake his head. He really needs to be more vocal. But I get why it's hard to be vocal with Elena. She throws it in the kitchen trash can, only for Izzy to find it. And now she's even more hurt and dejected and confused. It's a shame. It is a shame. So yeah, we got the account. That was all under my accountability parallels. Okay. Now, there comes a point in time where Pearl decides she wants to be accountable because she's been sneaking off to Moody's spot to be with Trip. And she finds out through Trip that her mother has money, has a large sum of it, and didn't bother to use any of that money to help them live. They've been moving from place to place, and we could have used that money. You could have sold those paintings for us. And that's true. That is absolutely true. And Mia, you're going to have to hold that one, sister. But she doesn't get a chance to hold herself accountable for the rest of it because Pearl said, get the F out of my room. Get out of my room. And she screamed at her. And I know it was mothers everywhere. Like, I would have really yanked Pearl up. And I know you would have. But, you know, Mia and Pearl got a different relationship. They got more of a friendship. And friend mamas, you know, they just roll a little different. Now, not Vaughn. Not Vaughn. Okay? Let me have told my mama to get out the room like that. Number one, she would have hemmed me up. And then she would have took my door off the hinges. Because it wouldn't have been no more closed doors in her house. Play with it. But, yeah, so they don't get to talk about the rest of it, but I do see everybody's point. Like, Mia, you had access to money, right? You had access to sell this painting. So you had access to fight your own battle in court for Pearl. You know, you could have got this all settled and over with, and she could have known her father at 4 or 5 years old. It would have been difficult, but you ain't got no problem getting up in everybody else's face and standing up to the plate for anything else. Do it for your daughter. Right? Do it for her. Do it for your legacy. But instead, you decided to go on the run. And even with going on the run, you didn't even use the money that you sold to try to make a better life for you guys. Right? You're paying for legal fees for BB, but you want Pearl to live like a pauper. And you don't understand why she doesn't get that that's not okay. She is a child. She don't weigh herself down with the problems of the adult world like you want her to. And why do y'all want y'all kids to do that? Why do you want your kids to be thinking about the struggle and the issues and the problems? You need to be trying to let them live as much of a childhood as they can. Keep it real with them, yeah. But why do you expect her to understand that? And why are you asking her, was this life not enough? No. Okay, no, it wasn't. If we just gonna be 100% honest, it wasn't. Because you could have done better. Now, I'm sorry. I know Mia been, raising her on her own, but Mia made a choice to run off on the plug. All right? These children don't ask to be here. I got to tell parents that all the time. These kids, look at me. These kids don't ask to be here, right? So quit trying to hold them responsible for their upbringing. It's crazy. So anyway, that conversation didn't go well. Pearl decides she wants to be accountable because she don't want to be like her mother and tell lies. And they need to tell Moody what's up. So she go over to the house because it's time to tell Moody what's up. Well, Moody can see them out the window, so Moody got an idea what's up. Instead of Pearl getting to talk to Moody, Elena takes her off to the side Because Elena reveals to Pearl, I'm sure, her entire background. Pearl is upset. Pearl is mad. Pearl is hurt. And she says, let me talk to you, sweetie, because you're really the victim in all of this. And tells her everything. Now, y'all, as much as I don't care for Mia, Mia's ways, Elena was 100% wrong in telling Pearl that story. And the reason why she was wrong is because it was not her business to tell. If you got beef with Mia, have your beef with Mia. Fine. But that is a child. That is her life. That is not something that you want to hear from somebody else. And you didn't tell her that because you wanted to help her or to ease her mind or to comfort her the way that Mia was trying to do with your daughter. Because she didn't throw you under the bus. I will give her that much. She said she don't like you, but she didn't throw you under the bus. She tried to sit there and be a counsel for your daughter so she could continue to get through her life. You didn't do that to be a source of comfort to Pearl. You did that because you had a problem with her mother and you want to make sure that you come out on the right side of this. You really did it because you were pissed at Bill for not revealing. You were pissed at Mia for not saying nothing to you. And you were pissed at this woman. So what you going to do now? I'm going to piss off her daughter. I'm going to piss off her daughter. When Mia sent your daughter back home to you with a little bit of advice to keep going, you sent Elena home with a fire to get started in her own damn house. That's how you roll. So, do I like any of them? No. But to me, cutting your daughter out of pictures, okay, saying that it's difficult to be her mother, saying things like that, and then telling another child her story, her birth story, no, y'all, no, now, we don't do that. So, to me, I think we're looking at two not so great mothers who don't like to be accountable for their own actions, and instead they live out their trauma on their children instead of going to get some therapy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They both want their children to be held more accountable for the life that's going on right now than they hold themselves. And it's sad. It's sad to watch. Because while Elena is consoling Pearl and telling her life story, she got 4 broken children sitting on the couch barely holding it together. That's the irony. While you trying to get some get back and console another woman's daughter, your own 4 children are sitting there suffering. But you judging Mia for trying to pay the legal fees for somebody to get back their daughter, when you consoling one child and not paying attention to your own kids. Both of y'all doing it. Both of y'all doing it. It's smoke and mirrors. It's glass houses everywhere. And Lexi get broke up with. I forgot about that. Lexi got broke up with. I don't understand why that young man is with her if he's going to constantly throw his racial problems in her face or try to get her to see. Like, for me, my thing is, I don't have no problem with, date who you want. I don't have no problem with that. But my thing is, for me, if I have to teach you a whole lot of things about race and issues and colorism, and if I have to constantly be teaching you throughout this relationship what you shouldn't say, what you can say, and I'm constantly, bringing up this and that, that's probably not the relationship for me. I don't want to be doing all of that. And my thing is, if you're going to constantly do that with her, then don't be with her. I agree with Lexi when she said that. If I'm not the person you need to be with, if you feel like I don't get it, then don't be with me. And she don't get it. So they don't need to be together. And he need to just go on to Howard. Since he coming into his own and whatnot, he should have just took it on over to Howard. But you can't be with somebody of a different race and then expect them to constantly play the race Olympics with you and to get it, because they will never truly be in your skin and they can never truly get it. They can be an ally, but they can never truly get it. And I think he wants her to get it in a way that she never will. That's what I mean. And as far as Lexi, I think she definitely struggles in being Elena's child. Can it be compared to his struggles? Who's to really say? Well, no, actually, probably not really in certain regards, in certain areas. But, just don't, I agree with her. Don't be with me. right? And she should have told him about the thing that she did, because I felt like he deserves to know. I do feel like he deserves to know that much. But yeah, Lexi, I don't think she will. She don't know what a struggle truly is, but she does know what an emotional struggle is, and having to live at that house. I will say that. But that was really it. I know that I missed some things. I want to know your thoughts about BB and this daughter. I want to hear more of your thoughts about that. I also want to hear more of your thoughts about Mia and Pearl. What do you think would have been an appropriate age to let Pearl know? Even though she shouldn't have done it, what do you think would have been an appropriate age to let Pearl know what was going on, to confess, to try to get right? I think Pearl deserved to know her father, if nothing else. What do you guys think about Elena and her children? And I also want to ask you guys out there who have raised teenagers or who have adult children now, how do you raise children when they get in that age where you have a lot of contention with them? Is there a point where you can reel that back in and you can have that relationship with them? Or do you feel like once you get to teenagehood, it's too late to be repairing a relationship? And I don't judge mothers harshly when their teenagers are difficult or anything like that, because let me tell y'all out there with little kids, okay, it's going to be your turn. It is going to be your turn. And that's not me saying that I want anybody's children to be little hellions. But what I am saying is, once they become teenagers, they have a lot of outside influences, and they will do things that will shock you, and you just be like, there's no way that is my child. But, you know, they have a lot of outside stuff, and it's happening younger and younger. So you always got to stay up as a parent and work at the relationship. And I would love to hear from y'all with teenagers. Like, how do you keep up? How do you keep the relationship strong? What kind of communication do you use? How do you raise children who are both still able to be young but also be accountable and move into that adult accountability that we all need? Because I meet a lot of young adults who are not accountable at all. And I don't want to keep raising a generation of them. So I just want to hear from y'all about that too. Yeah, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Next week is the last episode, so I'm a little sad, but it's really juicy. I will talk to y'all soon for the next one, okay? Bye.